Good morning, Facebook and YouTube. Make sure it's up there. All right. Good to go. Good to go. Oh, what are we going to talk about today? Well, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about today. First of all, I'm not drinking coffee this morning. I'm having tea. I needed a break. So today I'm drinking my calm stomach tea. I don't know what says it on here, but I love it. It has peach, ginger, and aloe. Hi, Bonnie. Good morning. How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? Your Monday? All right. Hi, Leanne. How are you doing? Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about being an empath and how do you know if you're an empath? If people have, are really sensitive to energy, to crowds, to foods. Foods is a big one. People really don't know that they're sensitive to, like, their food allergies or from being an empath. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. Truly crazy busy weekend, graduation weekend, had the restaurant slam from Thursday on. How was yours? Mine was good. Mine was busy too. It's very hot here in Florida. Yesterday was like 91, but it felt like 100. But I love it. I love the heat. So if you guys aren't already familiar with the Empath Survival Guide by Judith Orloff, MD, I would recommend it. If you think you're an empath or already know that you're an empath, it breaks down a lot of stuff. It has quizzes in it to actually help you know if you're an empath. I was going to go through a few of them just in case anybody watching, wasn't able to get the book or find the information and they wanted to do it. So back home, when I used to be back in Boston, I started an empath group, but then it slowly died and we didn't keep up with it. But I'd be willing to do that again online if anybody's interested in having a once a month empath group where we can share strategies and, just support each other. I mean, really, that's what it's about, supporting each other. So we can do that. But I want to read the back of the book. So this book will help you to understand yourself and your gifts of empathy and to forge a healthy path through this ever-coarsening but deeply beautiful world. How do you know if you're an empath, Bonnie? So in this quiz, I'll go through it. And if you want to get out a pen and paper and just, as I say, maybe label it 1, 2, and write down how many yeses you have. And then at the end, if you want to comment it in the comments, I can let you know. Or I'll read it to you and you can do it yourself. So I'm just going to go through that. I'm just going to read quickly this part about what is an empath. And then I'll do the quiz. And you guys can see how you rank there. Bear with me. It's early here. So what is an empath? Empaths have an extremely reactive neurological system. We don't have the same filters that other people do to block out stimulation. As a consequence, we absorb into our own bodies both the positive and the stressful energies around us. We are so sensitive that it's like holding something in a hand that has 50 fingers instead of 5. We are truly super responders. Research shows that highly sensitivity affects approximately 20% of the population. Through the degree of one's sensitivity can vary. Empaths have often been labeled as overly sensitive and told to get a thicker skin. As children and adults, we are shamed for our sensitivities rather than being supported. We may experience chronic exhaustion and want to retreat from the world because it often feels so overwhelming. But at this point in my life, I wouldn't give up being an empath for anything. It lets me sense the secrets of the universe and know passion beyond my wildest dreams. However, my empathetic abilities haven't always felt this incredible to me. So that's Judith's, what if you're an empath? I just want to talk a little bit about me before I go into the quiz about like how I found out I was an empath and how when I didn't know I was an empath, how it affected me. So I've always been super sensitive as a child. I would like cry at the instant, anything happened, I would cry. Something fell, I would cry. I always had a strong connection to animals and felt an empathy towards them. And even as an adult to this day, if I am near an animal, I feel a strong connection. I recently went to SeaWorld here and was never there before. And literally every show that I watched at SeaWorld, I cried because I felt a connection to them. That is being an empath. That is feeling the love and compassion for the animals so strongly because I'm so sensitive. Someone, might yell at you and, might not mean it. You might get upset and, crying. There's lots of different ways, just being sensitive. Like, are you sensitive? Do you cry at watching a Lifetime movie? Someone says something to you unexpectedly, do you get upset about it? Do you feel like when you're near someone, like I used to work retail for years before I did massage, before I did any of this kind of work. And I was always anxious and always felt angry or stressed out or sad or just emotional. And that's because I was around so many people at once with so many different emotions and I was picking up on that. So it was very, very hard. And then, growing up, if you have toxic parents or, you have people around you that are negative all the time, you're going to pick up on that. So maybe you're going to be in a constant bad mood. You're going to be angry, lots of different ways. But for me, it was mostly like being around people, connecting with being outside the earth. Like I felt a connection to the earth when I was out there, to water. I was always very, very emotional. I'm still very emotional. But I know how to manage it now. And before I didn't know how to manage it. And it was very, very hard to go to work every day, maybe in retail or around other people. Even with massage, like most of my clients that came in and, got a massage with me. And like, if they were having a bad day, I might pick that up if I didn't know how to protect myself, which I'm sure I did in my early career when I didn't know that. But as, I learned about being an empath and being sensitive, I put stuff in place to protect myself and protect my energy. So I'm going to read this real quick. If you have any questions for me too, I will answer anything you want to know about me in the beginning of not knowing I was an empath and, whatever. Any questions you have, please post them in the chat and we'll talk about them. Just going to find the quiz. This has been like a theme recently, like me doing this with it, talking about being an empath to a lot of people, because a lot of people are becoming more sensitive now. Maybe they were, and they're just waking up to it. Where is the quiz? I know it's highlighted in here. All right. So there's different quizzes for different empaths, because you can be a different empath for certain things. A plant empath, an emotional empath, physical empath, tons of different things. But we're just going to do the general, are you an empath? So if you're here and you want to do it with me right now, we can do it. I'm just going to read every question. You just write yes or no after each one. And then I'll tell you at the end. So first question, it says have I, but I'm going to say it as you guys. So have you ever been labeled overly sensitive, shy, or introverted? Do I frequently get overwhelmed or anxious? Do arguments and yelling make you ill? Do you often feel like you don't fit in? Do crowds drain you, and do you need alone time to revive yourself? Do noise, odors, or nonstop talkers overwhelm you? Do you have chemical sensitivities or a low tolerance for scratchy clothes? Do you prefer taking your own car to places so that you can leave early if you need to? Do you overeat to cope with stress? Are you afraid of becoming suffocated by intimate relationships? Do you startle easily? Do you react strongly to caffeine or medication? Do you have a low threshold for pain? Do you tend to socially isolate? Do you absorb other people's stress, emotions, and symptoms? Are you overwhelmed by multitasking, and do you prefer to do one thing at a time? Do you replenish yourself in nature? Do you need a long time to recuperate after being with difficult people or energy vampires? Do you feel better in small cities or in the country rather than large cities? Do you prefer one-to-one interactions in small groups to large gatherings? So if you have all those and you answered after each one, so if you answered yes to 1 to 5 questions, you're at least a partial empath. If you answered yes to 6 to 10 questions, you have moderate empath tendencies. If you answered yes to 11 to 15 questions, you have strong empath tendencies. If you have answered yes to more than 15 questions, you are a full-blown empath. And that's me, a full-blown empath. So if you guys did that and you found out that maybe you were for the first time, maybe you thought you were for the first time, I'm proud of you for doing that assessment and figuring out, why you've been so sensitive, why you've been so emotional. Leanne, you have 13. Yep, so you have strong empath tendencies. One of the biggest things is, feeling overstimulated and, you don't know why you are maybe exhausted, even if you're eating better, you're sleeping better, but you're still exhausted, or you're feeling great and you go meet up with someone or you go to the shopping mall and then you come home and you're exhausted. That's why. Bonnie Jean, you had moderate. Yep. Moderate empath tendencies. Leanne, yes. Sometimes we have no choice and we have to live with people that drain our energy. Susan, you have 18. So yes, you are an full-blown empath, or I call extreme empath like me. Mackenzie, you got at least 10. I missed a few questions. Did you miss the ones at the end? So Susan and Bonnie and Leanne, did you guys all think that you were an empath? Did you know about it? Did you feel sensitive? Or maybe you didn't know why you were so stressed out or so over emotional or sensitive before we did this quiz. This thing scares me because I don't ever drink tea. Very rarely I drink tea. And I'm like, what is that? Let's see. So I did the quiz once before, so I knew, but at the same time, I didn't know. It's really important to know, about this stuff, because you have to put stuff in place. And I know, like, if you've known me and if you've been on these videos, or you know me in person, that, like, I've talked about protecting yourself, your energy, clearing your energy out. We've talked about it a lot. But if you have not heard me talk about it, taking an Epsom salt bath at the end of the day is one staple for me that helps me significantly to cleanse my energy. That way, if I didn't do any of these steps, I would not be able to go to SeaWorld. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to go to the shopping mall, which I very rarely go there. It's a lot of energy for me. I wouldn't be able to go out for dinner. That's a huge thing for me too, going out to eat. I actually get so overwhelmed that my throat closes up, and I will not be able to eat my food. And even if I put a protection in place before I go and do it while I'm there, I still don't get to enjoy my time there, because I'm so focused on protecting my energy that I don't get to enjoy time with whoever I'm with or the food that I'm eating. So sometimes I will pack it up and I'll bring it home and I'll eat it when I go home. And, before I used to think that it was horrible. Like, why can't I eat my food in public? It's so embarrassing. Like, why is that happening to me? And why am I afraid I'm going to choke on my food in the middle of the restaurant? Or people that don't know me or don't, maybe someone that just met me and I'm sitting down, it's embarrassing. It's horrible. And sometimes I still can't do it. And it's okay, because I'm sensitive. And I have to embrace that. And maybe I'm going to have to eat at home all the time. Maybe I won't be able to go out all the time and eat. I should read the comments. Not until your last video, you showed me the book. I researched it. I've struggled all my life. Yes, Susan, definitely set up that coaching call with me, and we'll talk about it. I just want to know a little bit more detail or in depth before we go forward, and see what you need first. And Mackenzie, I have always absorbed my client's energy and feel exhausted a lot of the time, even when I sleep. Great. Definitely need to learn to protect my energy at work. So one thing you could do at work, before you go in the car, sit in the car for like a minute and just put yourself in a bubble. Intentionally put yourself in a bubble. Say, I'm protecting my energy now. Don't let anybody's energy of the day come into my bubble. That's very simple. Putting yourself in white light, blue light, pink light, whatever color you want to do. Most of the time I do white, but I like pink. So sometimes I'll do pink, and pink's for love. And with love, anything is good. So I just put myself in that pink bubble, and I protect myself. But you might have to tune in, later on in the day and say, how am I feeling? Check in with yourself. And that's a big thing too, is recognizing is this my emotion or is it somebody else's emotion? Can't speak because it's early. So it's huge, checking in. How many times a day do we not check in with ourselves because we're too busy? We're, running here, running there. We're with the kids. We're with other people. We're trying to work. When do you get a second to even if you have to go in the bathroom, or maybe when you're going to the bathroom, just sit and just say, listen, I'm going to check in with myself, see how I'm feeling today. Is this emotion my emotion? I'm really stressed out right now. I'm really angry. Is it my emotion or somebody else's? And intuitively, you'll get a response. Like, you don't overthink it. Say, is this my emotion? And you'll instantly hear an answer in your mind, yes or no. Or you'll get a feeling. Go with it. Say, no, this is not your emotion. Okay, well, if this is not my emotion, I'm asking it to be released. You don't have to do anything fancy. You can just, that's it. Release it from me. Very simple. Very simple. There's lots of exercises in this book. Obviously, I'm not going to go over every single one. Grounding is a huge thing as well. If you don't know how to ground, the easiest thing you can do is go outside and take your shoes off and go in the grass and put your feet in the grass. People back home, I don't know. It's kind of cold back there. Maybe you don't want to do it yet. But definitely this, summer, the sand at the beach, any earthing, going in the water. The pool does cleanse you because it's water and it helps to release emotion, but salt water is definitely better, way better. So yes, I would definitely do that. Drinking a lot of water too definitely helps to clear out everything. But the biggest thing, and then you could even visualize if you're in an office job or somewhere you can't get out, just, picture yourself at the beach. Many of my clients who, were at my office before back home, I had a picture of the beach on the wall. Was it for them? No, it was for me. So I can tune in and look at the picture and ground myself during the massage. So doing stuff like that, around the house or at your job, if you have a picture of the beach or something that makes you happy outside that can ground you. Kenny says, yes, I'm going to try this. Thank you. I usually don't check in until I'm already stressed. Definitely going to work on it. Yeah, Mackenzie, be gentle on yourself. Just because I'm giving you all these tips, take it one day at a time. Start with the bubble of energy, or start by checking in with the energy and see how you feel. Get comfortable with one thing first. Get comfortable with tuning in to your body to know if it's yours or somebody else's. Yes, frankincense. I have actually frankincense going right now in my diffuser. It's one of my favorites. And it's good for your skin, if you didn't know that. Anybody watching? Frankincense is great for your skin. But yeah, small little techniques in the beginning. Doesn't have to be crazy. But this book has great information. I want to talk a minute about adrenal fatigue too, which is a huge thing that I suffer from. If you're constantly draining your emotions all the time and not, replenishing yourself, and then your body actually can drain you of certain vitamins and minerals, and it can make you really sick and make you feel worse. So, make sure you have enough B vitamin, B vitamins in your body. I have to take a B vitamin supplement every day or I'm super drained. But I was reading the Medical Medium's book again, and it's some interesting stuff there. I'm not going to go into it right now, but there's some interesting stuff in there. So once I finish reading that, maybe I'll talk about it. Adding Himalayan red salt to your diet is really good for that. Exercise for the adrenals. Meditation is huge for that. Meditation increases endorphins, which are natural painkillers, and reduces stress hormones. So that's huge. And plus it feels good. Like, why wouldn't you want to go on a little mini vacation meditating? Go to the beach that you want to go to, Rest is important too. Like, it's okay to rest. Like, I feel like this generation, like, we just want to go. Like, give your body a break. Give your mind a break. Rest. It's okay to rest. Don't feel bad. I'm going to try the B supplement. I bet it would help. Yes, Leanne, it will definitely help. The B. I take Young Living's B. Super B. That's what I'm going to say. Super B. And Lucas takes it too every day. And I noticed it really helps him not being on his medicine for the summertime because he's not in school. It really helps him still, the B vitamin. Also, vitamin C is really important every day. Not just that one glass of orange juice, taking a huge glass of orange juice. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to diagnose you or say anything like that, but it's really important. And then the biggest thing at the bottom here is eliminate the energy vampires in your life. Hi, Tina. How you doing? Talking about being an empath and strategies to finding out if you're an empath and stuff that works. Eliminate the energy vampires in your life. Try to rid yourself of toxic people, or at least set clear limits and boundaries so they don't zap you. It's so important. And for so long, like, again, I like to share my experiences with you. For so long, I let people drain my energy. For so long. not knowing before that I was an empath or sensitive. You know what? Not anymore. Not anymore. Absolutely not. Nope. If I know you're an energy vampire, whether on purpose or not on purpose, I'm purposely not going to spend time with you. I'll set clear boundaries. I'll ask you about your day, how you're doing. I'll send you love and light. But you know what? Sorry. My body doesn't know any different to pick up that energy. So if you're around me and you're spewing out all this crap, no, I'm not. Nope. That's why I say surround yourself with people, positivity, laughter, fun. You don't need that. And energy vampires, they need help when they need love. And it's good to help them. And that's a bad thing about me too. I want to say bad because that's affirming that. But, it's sad that I want to help all these people and that there is some people that are energy vampires that I want to help. But it drains the crap out of me, even with protection, even with cleansing my energy. So you have to do it sometimes from a distance. Shoot them a text message. But you can also pick up energy from that too. So you have to just be careful. I can always talk about that another time. But yeah, so if you did the quiz at the beginning of this, if you're just coming on and you're watching it at the end of the video, I did an empath quiz in the beginning to know if you're an empath or what kind of empath you are. But I'm an extreme empath. And I just found out recently, a few weeks ago, that other people are as well, and I want to help you. So if you're interested in maybe coming on to an online empath support group once a month, I will definitely hold that space for everybody because it's really, really, really important. And, one thing about Judith Warlock, that she loves that everybody will do stuff like that in the area. So she has groups online, and she actually shows you how to create an empath group on here. And like I said, Bath Comey did it once, but it didn't last. But it's so important. And she wants you to use her book, and go through all the steps and learn all that stuff from her book. So, and I'm have been an extreme empath my whole life. So I can definitely help you too and give you my experiences and what works, what doesn't work for me. Doesn't mean it won't work for you because everybody's different. But yeah, it's huge. So if you have any questions about today, what I've talked about, please message me. If you, are interested in having a 20-minute coaching call with me just to talk about the next step for your life, for spirituality, emotional, anything like that, please go on my Facebook page and click the booking link. It should be on there. On YouTube, it's a little icon in the corner on the right-hand side of the page. If you know anybody else that needs to hear this information every week, or you want to add to the group on my Facebook group page, please add them and I will approve them. But every Tuesday I'm here at 8:30 a.m. talking about whatever Spirit wants me to talk about, whatever I feel guided to talk about, we talk about it. You can always watch the replay if you missed it. And then every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do Psychic Hour, where you ask me questions and I answer them. And last Friday was really good. It was really good. It helped a lot of people. And that's my goal, is to help whoever I can that comes on. So thank you guys for being with me this morning. I appreciate it. It went by fast because I had something good to talk about. But again, I'm always here for you. If you need me, just reach out.